nation's #1 DJ, DJ Rockwell.
Yo, this is Apocalypse, the lyrical warner, hip-hop revelator. And you rockin' with the nation's #1 DJ, DJ Rockwell, you understand me?
Ladies and gentlemen, peace be unto you, peace be unto you. This is your brother DJ Rockwell, the nation's #1 DJ. What an honor to be back on the air. I am excited for so many reasons. Big Day, we've been gone for a while, brother, but we're back, we are back. And what an exciting topic we have to deal with tonight. Dave, just pop on the screen for 1 second. I got to share this excitement with somebody. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the producer of the show, Big Dave C. Brother Dave, we got legends that's going to be in the house tonight, Chief.
That's right, man. I'm honored. Consider it a privilege to break bread with these brothers, with these scholars, with these workers in the way of freedom, justice, and equality. I consider it an honor.
Man. Absolutely. You ready to rock and roll?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Let's get to it, black man.
All right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. Every Saturday, we're on the air, and you have to follow the 3 rules of the Rockwell Radio Show. That means hit that like and share button. That means tag somebody. And last but not least, go ahead and hit that subscribe button no matter where you are. If you're watching us via YouTube, subscribe and turn on the notifications so when we're live, you're live. And if you're watching via Facebook, either the Rockwell Radio Show channel or my personal page, go ahead and hit that like and follow. And my brother Jamil is in the building. Thank you. We are back. I'm excited now. I am excited because I got some people backstage right now, man, that put me on the track to where I am right now. All right, let me calm down. Welcome to the Rockwell Radio Show, everybody. This is Brother Vaughn Muhammad, a.k.a. DJ Rockwell. I want to just give you all some quick information. Just a quick background. If you're new to the Rockwell Radio Show, welcome. Big Dave and I started this show now going on about 4 years ago. And we started this show because we saw a gap that we aimed to fill. Both Big Dave and I are registered members of the Nation of Islam and followers of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan under the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He came to the nation in the mid-90s. And we decided, you know what? We better hang up this hip-hop thing for a while. Just for a while until we get our legs straight. And then we realized that the minister was a big supporter of hip-hop music and culture. He was a big supporter of positive hip-hop. And we realized, why not use this as a tool to help the minister get to people? And we've been on it ever since. And the Rockwell Radio Show is born out of that particular mission, the mission. So let me go a little further and tell y'all why we're here. We're here because there's 3 brothers, 3 men, 3 wise men that are coming to the state of Georgia in 1 week from today, and they are coming to set it off. And not only are they coming to set it off, they're coming to bring a word from an era that Big Dave and I come from. We come from what's known as the golden era of hip hop. And these brothers were the trailblazers of the golden era of hip hop. Let me pick it up, but I want to do this right, Big Dave, because these brothers not only deserve their flowers, they deserve every bit of the props that I intend to render to these brothers tonight. I want to be clear that this is not a where are they now episode. This is a we need them now episode. When we talk about the state of hip hop and the culture today, this is a we need these kind of voices in hip hop today all over again. I want to give you all a quick picture of what that era I'm talking about looked like at that moment. Dave, show the brothers, show the people what we looked like back then, and some of the brothers that we'll be talking to tonight in that group shot. Look at the brothers. In this picture, two of them, inshallah, will be guests on this show tonight. You have the legendary Q-Tip from Left to Right, from the Tribe Called Quest. Going further to the right, we see our brother, Wise Intelligent. In between the two of them is Sister Lane Q. Going just to our right, the left of Brother Wise, is the legendary Brother J. And I don't have to tell you who's next to him. Van Glorious. Come on, this was the area that we came from. And on the far right is our brother, YZ. This is what hip hop looked like, felt like, from the era that had something to say. And it is wise, and there's no pun intended, that we revisit that era. Because as you all know, I entitled this particular episode, You Must Learn. Why? Because right now, we are in what some might call the dark ages. What do? How did hip hop get so dumbed down that we can be referred to as the dark ages? Dave, let's keep going. Let's go to the newsroom real quick. I want to show you all, it was records like this from our brother Wise Intelligent. Our brother YZ. Sons of the Father, which came out in 1990 on Tough City Records. And back then I was in high school and I was a DJ. And we used to drop that song. We would go to the party, Big Dave, and we would play this joint right here. Everybody knew exactly what to do when that record came on. Everybody knew exactly what to do. Of the three men, I was probably most influenced by this brother because he was more like us. That was the dance and hip hop aspect, and that was the aspect of teaching, of having something to say to our people. Let's go to the next one. I want to tell y'all more. Put it back up, Dave. Come on, man. And we had these legendary brothers right here. Also made their debut in 1990 with an album entitled Holy Intellect. And I tell you what, as a high school DJ, we would go to the party, Dave, and we would drop this joint right here. Are you kidding me? I'm telling y'all. And as soon as we did, everybody went right to the floor. Everybody. And when I play these records today, I get the same impact. There was a part in the record, Big Dave, and I'm gonna quickly go to introducing our guest because we only have an hour. There was a part when the brother said, Big Dave, I can stop the music on a dime. And he went into something like this. He said, knowledge me a cappella, wisdom G, I'm manifesting, understanding, understood. So there's no need for second guessing. Follow me now. See? Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the kind of party we had. And we're gonna have it again tonight on the Rockwell Radio Show. And just 5 years later, I was a little older. I was out of high school. I was still DJing. And then it was brothers like this that was dropping records that every time that I played it at a party, it would shut the event down. It was a particular record, Big Dave. It sounded like this. And everybody in the building was like this. Everybody in the building was like that, Big Dave. I'm telling y'all, if y'all weren't from the era, you don't know what I'm talking about. we would rock to great music while being educated at the same time. And today's episode will celebrate that. Today, let's introduce our brothers. I want to start introducing the three wise men who are with us right now, who are coming to Georgia next week for a show. The first brother I want to introduce is no stranger to the Rockwell Radio Show. In fact, I want to thank him for helping me assemble these great brothers to be with me tonight, some of my personal hip hop heroes. And Dave, before I show introduce the brothers, again, I want to put out everybody, go ahead and share the show. Hit that like button. Everybody hit that like and share button. Tag somebody because we got real hip hop in the building tonight. And subscribe. All right, Big Dave, let's go. Our first guest, again, a returning member of the show, and brother, man, this brother's a real brother. He'll call me on the phone in a minute, Dave, and say, "Yo, V, you said something I don't like." He'll debate with her about it because he loves this culture. Or he'll call me and say, "Yo, you said something that was dope. I agree with you." Our brother is the front man from the legendary hip hop crew, Channel Live, originally out of East Orange, New Jersey. A highly sought after public speaker and lecturer. He is the founder of 24 Hours of Peace, an organization that is dedicated to stopping the violence in the streets with our community. Please welcome back to the radio show, my brother and yours, Hakim Green.
Peace.
There you go.
Salute. Very rarely do I not like
brother, welcome back once again, black man. Glad to have you once again.
Yes, sir.
Dave, let's keep going. This brother I am meeting for the first time as I introduce him to you right now. And as I said in the introduction, the influence that this brother had on us in our city in the Midwest at that time, I cannot overemphasize. Because not only was he entertaining us, the brother was informing us, laying the bricks on the road that we walk to this very day that got us to where we are today. This brother is also from Trenton, New Jersey. This brother, Dave, what need I say? He gave us Thinking of a Master Plan, man. Come on now. He gave us records like Return to the Holy One, man. He gave us records like The Ghetto's Been Good to Me. Welcome to the Rockwell Radio Show for the first time. A brother who I am still a fan. I'm talking about YZ. It is an honor to meet you, King.
Man, I appreciate being here. What's good, Hawk?
Peace, God. How you doing, brother?
Peace, God.
Yes, sir.
Brothers, can I round it out with the third guest, brothers? I cannot overemphasize how much this moment means to me to meet this brother for the first time again as I'm introducing him to y'all, watching the Rockwell Radio Show. This brother, frontman for the legendary hip hop crew out of Trenton, New Jersey, who debuted in 1990, as I mentioned earlier, and the people are still playing these songs today. Our brother is an esteemed author, lecturer. Complex Magazine once said this man is one of the most 50 slept on MCs of all time. Brother has delivered from Poor Righteous Teachers 4 albums, 8 solo albums, and he's still out on the road today. And before I even bring my brother on, let me take a moment to stop the music and say, may Allah be forever pleased with Father Shaheed.
Yeah. Give thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rockwell Radio Show for the first time. My brother and yours, wise, intelligent.
I'm in motion, so forgive the scenery. I mean, a little dark, but I'm here.
Yes, sir.
Brother, I'm just glad you were here, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into the Rockwell Radio Show. This is indeed the place to be. And again, I cannot overemphasize, you need to share this show. You need to hit that like and share button. It's no better place to be than right here on the Rockwell Radio Show. Brothers, again, welcome. And it's an honor to have some of my hip hop heroes right here in front of me that I can finally say to your faces, thank you. Thank you for what you've done in terms of bringing to the forefront, as our brother said, man, let knowledge be born on record. When we were high school students, the teachers was teaching us garbage, but brothers like yourselves was giving information that we can use. Thank you.
Salute. Thank you.
Let's jump right into it, brothers. The first question, and Dave, I'm gonna do something I've never done before, Big Dave. And by the way, when I'm talking to Big Dave, I'm referring to my producer who's off camera. Something I've never done before. I'm going to ask the first question last. I'm going to ask you to hold the answer till last, but I'm going to ask you now so you can start getting an answer to the question. Since the title of this particular episode is "You Must Learn," I want to ask you three brothers to think of 3 books every black man, woman, and child should read before they die. Because at the end of the show, I'm going to ask you to tell and share with our watchers and listeners those books. We're going to start forming information that we can pass down. So if for you who are watching, I want to challenge y'all to do the same thing. 3 books that every black man, woman, and child should read before they die. Got it? And that's at the end of the show. Let's keep going. Brothers, I never been to Jersey. Never been there. I want to start by talking about, because that's what you all share in common, that you all are from New Jersey. And we don't really give New Jerseyans their flowers enough, in my humble opinion. So I want to start by asking, who should get credit for putting New Jersey on the hip hop map? Hawk, I'll start with you.
Duke Booty produced in half of The Message. Sugar Hill Records, of course. I'm sure there were other MCs and producers out of Jersey prior to Duke Booty, but when you think of The Message, that's one of the songs that put hip hop on the map. So I'm gonna say Duke Booty from Plainfield, New Jersey.
Respect. I want to ask Brother YZ, there in Trenton, who were the people that were examples for y'all at the time? So you know what? If they can do this, I can do this.
Just so we're clear, I wasn't born in Trenton. I was born in Paterson, New Jersey. However,
okay, thank you for correcting me.
I lived on the outskirts of Trenton, and
yes,
so that's hip hop didn't actually begin there with me, but my career in music started there. The thing that influenced me most about that particular area were the parties. There was a guy named Duke. He was one of my, I guess now looking back on it, he had to be one of my greatest influences, because I would go to his parties and hip hop was in the air. So I have to give him that credit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brother Wise, who was there? And again, please, if I have any facts that are incorrect, please correct your brother. Brother Wise, who was there in your city at that time that made this something that you realized that you can do as well?
Yeah, for me, some of my greatest influences were the local MCs. Diamond, the Uzi, Ammunition Posse. Ammunition Posse was a crew of about 7 MCs. Diamond, the Uzi, Trey 8, 22. They were all named named for firearms, but they all had knowledge of self. And that was their message. But they were first. Omar Superstar. These are all local MCs. Charlie Chase, General Lee.
Come on.
Again, they were all 5%ers, they all had knowledge of self, and they were sharp. They were super sharp lyrically. Those were my first influences. I used to carry records for DJ T-Bone in Trenton when I was like 12, 13 years old. I would carry his crates just to get in the party. That's the only way I could get in the party, is if I carried a crate. So I carried the crates, and then I can listen to the MCs, but that was the initial influence, those local MCs, that really resonated, early,
Shout out to everybody from the Jersey area. Everybody from New Jersey. Because we don't celebrate that area enough. I think there's been great contributions from Jersey all across the state that need to be recognized more. And I'm glad that you all are here with me to do that today. Now, I want to get to this, brothers. Here's a question I'm sure you've been asked a lot, but my goal with this question is to give it a different spin. It's regarding the label conscious hip hop. We've heard it for years, obviously. And this is a two-part question. Is that a label that you embrace or reject? And second part will take us more deep into tonight's topic is, who do you all blame, or what do you all blame for killing, quote unquote, conscious hip hop? Let's talk about first. Hawk, you got it first.
All right. So consciousness, everybody is conscious. If you're breathing, you're conscious of your environment. You're conscious of the way you live. You're conscious of, you're conscious. Now it's a matter of what are you conscious of, right? What's your environment? What information sources are you pulling from? What's inspiring you? What's helping you to develop your understanding of the world around you and where you fit in? My generation, our generation, I think we're just blessed enough to come around at a time where the culture, there was a large population of the culture that was focused intently on studying and elevating and activism, and then we had a soundtrack that went along with that the Public Enemies, the Boogie Down Productions, the X-Clans, the even Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, Queen Latifah. Their music was more fun, but the cultural influence was right there with the way they dress, hairstyles, the type of speech they use, how they greet each other. And, I was just blessed enough to be able to pull from that whole experience.
Yes, sir.
Being a school teacher, being about organizing and activism, I had a soundtrack, and that's what I was conscious of. Therefore, but now here's the jewel is, though, whenever you name something, whenever you box something in with a name, is one of the first steps of the decline.
Yes, sir.
Woke culture. Once you define it, you put a box on it, and you don't control it, somebody else gets to take that box and then redefine it. And
there it is.
And that's kind of what happened to us. And I'm gonna leave it there, and I'm sure the brothers is gonna take it to the next level.
Big Dave, brother. There you go. Brother YZ, do you accept that title or reject it?
I would have to say that I accept it now. I don't know if I was thinking on those terms back then. I just think that I put it best. I mean, what are you conscious of? And I think that when you choose to think about, your surroundings, when you choose to think about the people in your surroundings, and you choose to be a part of the positive aspect of what they're doing, or a positive part of the community, you speak on those things. And I think that it was just a great time for people to very much so get into trying to uplift rather than to destroy.
Yes, sir.
So I'm very appreciative to be a part of that era, and I hope that I'll never leave that era. I mean, I think consciousness is, from that standpoint, a positive conscious standpoint. I think that I don't ever want to not be a part of that. Like I always want to be a part of, you know, being uplifting to the community, always being a pillar to the community.
Yes, yes.
I respect brothers very much though, because I believe that they are a pillar of the community. We are friends and brothers, comrades because of that same reason.
Yes, sir.
So yes, I embrace it.
Thank you, Brother Wise.
Oh yeah, I embrace the term wholeheartedly, you know, and unapologetically. I'm unapologetically conscious in the context that people refer to it. You know, when they refer to conscious heads in hip hop, they're particularly singling out MCs who are of a political bent, you know, socially, economically, politically aware, you know, as well as spiritually aware, you know, that's what I am. I embrace it. You know, I'm aware of the racial dynamics of this country. I'm aware of the class relationship, class constructs in this country, in this world. You know, I'm aware of these things, you know, and everything in the universe, like Hakim said, to echo what Hakim was saying, is conscious, you know, and every move that I make, every decision I make, every bit of knowledge I apply, it adds to the expansion and or contraction of the collective consciousness. So,
Yes,
so ultimately, you know, yes, I embrace it wholeheartedly, man. I'm unapologetically conscious.
come
You know,
on now.
that's just what it is. That's how I move. That's what I stand on. That's what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? That's what it's gonna be. I don't make no bones about it. I don't try to get it. We're not even going around beating around no bushes around it. I'm conscious as fuck.
Come on, say it again, black man. Come on now. Brother Wise, I'm gonna stay with you for a minute. You wrote an incredible book, Brother Wise, called 3/5 of an MC. I mean, I want to say it right now. The manufacturing of a dumbed down rapper. And in that book, you say this. You say mainstream rappers are the most popular and most vocal representatives of systemically created, dumbed down black public figures. To secure the bag and chase a check, we have not only agreed to falsify our own consciousness, but the consciousness of millions of black youth looking to rappers for answers, calls to action, and guidance concerning how they, their communities, and people are being mistreated at every level of our collective existence without redress. That's a lot of information in that quote. But the reason why I excerpted it, because there's something that I want to chop up and talk about. I would like to ask you, firstly, Brother Wise, from that particular excerpt, you say rappers are the most popular representative of the dumbed down black figure. Is that still true today? And who's probably running a close second to that now?
Yeah, that's still true today. Although the celebrity influence is waning, especially for rappers, for high profile rappers, you know. But yes, it's still true. A close second. Wow, you know, the thing about that question is, you know, the book. When I wrote the book, there's volumes of the book. The book was so weighty that I had to contract it down to just a dumbed down rapper, because I have volumes. I have 3/5 of representative, the manufacturing of dumbed down politicians. I have 3/5 uneducated, the manufacturing of dumbed down teachers. You know, and because the term can be applied to black representatives in every sector of this society, you know, every segment of society where black people are engaging. So yeah, a close second, you know, you can pick. Is it the politicians? It could be. Is it the school teachers? It could be. You know, but it's not. It's because it's a manufactured reality.
Yes,
it's
sir.
because we're embedded in a paradigm that demands this acquiescence, this capitulating to the lopsided power relationship that we find ourselves in. So a lot of people in question, are not even aware. They're not conscious. They're not conscious of what's happening. So they believe that it's normal. It's been normalized to propagate anti-Black messages in music, to engage in anti-Black behavior in other segments of society. I mean, it's one of those things where when you're living in an anti-Black society, to feel human, anti-Blackness helps you feel human in an anti-Black society. So exhibiting anti-Black behavior, it defines people's humanity here, because anything Black is not human. It's been degraded. It's been dehumanized in an anti-Black society. That's the whole point of an anti-Black society. So if you're living in an anti-Black society, if you came through an anti-Black society, anybody who's ever went to a high school in this anti-Black power structure came out on the other end exhibiting some form of anti-Black behavior, regardless to if you're Black, white, or whatever you are. This is what, so, you've been dumbed down. Your consciousness has been falsified, by default of living in an anti-Black power structure.
Yes, sir.
So you don't get really aware of it. Take, for example, the trial that just took place in Georgia, the YSL trial, the YSL RICO trial. You watch that trial, and it the whole entire Fulton County prosecutor's office is Black, right? But they're still doing things that we saw a lot of anti-Black behavior. They were engaging in a lot of anti-Black tactics that we say are racist. These are racist tactics, and they are, but it's Black people who are the face of it now, because by default of just doing their job, just trying to exist within the anti-Black society, so they're just moving in this way, but I guess to answer the question, a close second would be everyone in professional America outside of rappers.
Wow.
I call them, I tend to call them PMEs, the professional managerial elite. They get these positions, and they assume the position, and they assume the role, and they carry out the exact same behavior that we've been fighting and protesting against for the past 400 years. So it's the manufacturing of dumbed down Black leadership. It's like you have Black leaders, and then you have the leading Blacks. These people are assuming the position of the leading Blacks. These are the leading Blacks. And they've been manufactured and dumbed down by default. It's like, like in the book, throughout the book, I'm giving examples. I'm giving examples. Like, even I have a quote from Barack Obama saying that if himself or Oprah Winfrey were to stand on Blackness, it wouldn't be received well.
Come on.
They can't be Black, basically, was what he was saying. And that's real. So it's like a self-imposed dumbing down. Jay-Z said, I dumbed down to double my dollars. Barack Obama said, I dumbed down to be embraced. And that's what we get. That's what we get at the end of the day. So any society where we have to, shrink, where we have to silence ourselves, and not address our interests, our collective interests, concerns, needs, and the injustices that are committed against us day in and day out at every level of the society, then we have a problem. We have a serious problem, and that's what we're dealing with. We have this greater desire to be accepted by our oppressors than to develop institutions, infrastructure, and systems of our own. Because we can. It's just that we have, again, we want our humanity to be recognized by our oppressors. We want our oppressors to recognize our humanity. So, and in order for that to happen, we have to be anti-Black.
Wow.
We have to engage in anti-Black behavior in order to feel or be recognized as human. in this society, and that's the fundamental problem. That's it.
We can almost stop right there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for watching the show. What brother just said should be studied and dissected.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, Hawk, I'm gonna come back to you again because the quote from the book is so deep, and I got to hurry up because we're past the halfway mark now. I want to pull something else from what brother said in that quote. Brother said, he said, to secure the bag, Hakim, rappers have agreed to falsify their consciousness. And he really already answered it, but I just want to get your take.
Well, just to add on to what the brother said, and the analysis is right on point.
Yes,
but it's beyond rap. It's beyond rap music and hip hop, right? It's bigger than hip hop. Quote from Dead Prez, right? And that it's an indoctrination process that happens through and through. The entire system is built on racism, sexism, and all the other isms, right? Prior to rap, the systems were based on racism, sexism, and all the other isms, right? Maddism. That's the whole purpose of Maddism. Actually, was us reaching down to get people interested in these types of conversations: capitalism, communism, socialism, sexism, racism, all the isms that affect our lives. But number one, as it pertains to Black people, men and women, is the system of racism, and just the indoctrination process that goes along with it. So by the time you become a rapper, by the time you get in the booth, there's certain habits you form, there's certain ways of thinking that you form about yourself and about other people around you. Who's preferred, who's greater than, who's accepted, light-haired, light-skinned, dark-skinned, straight hair, nappy hair. Like all those different cliches, all those different systems that are put in place is to just to secure white man in power. That's it. Mm-hmm. How we see each other, how we see them in regards, how we interact with the system, how we think we don't need to interact with the system in some way, shape, or form. While we think we shouldn't build our own systems.
Come on.
Why do we depend on them for things? Why do we look for them to give us something that they're never going to give us? Why don't we learn to take it? It's because of the anti-Blackness that the brother Wise has spoken of. Racism is about the degradation of people termed Black. That's it. There is no reverse racism at all. It doesn't exist. That's a misnomer. It's a falsehood. Because there's nowhere you're going to find systems that devalue whiteness. In every part of society, whiteness is valued above all else. So
Thanks.
Why wouldn't it be like that in the rap music business or what we falsely term hip hop culture? Hip hop is actually the reverse of that. Hip hop was born from us depending on each other. Hip hop is formed with us valuing each other. Hip hop is about, I respect you for your craftsmanship, your work ethic, you being legitimate in the culture, aka down by law.
Right.
Like you had to be appreciated and elevated by people who 9 times out of 10, if 99 times out of 10, aren't Black people. It's about Black people creating their own value system and then judging each other based on that. I mean, that's been going. That's been something that's, well, in the mainstream at least. There's pockets of it, all around the country, and we're doing the work. So it still exists. But from where it was, we were influenced, like that was to me, the 1986 to 1989, 90, that was quintessential hip hop culture because that was about us elevating us.
Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned into the Rockwell Radio Show. We are talking about You Must Learn. My guest, as you can plainly see, are Brother Hakim Green, Brother YZ, the Holy One, and of course, Wise Intelligent. Brothers, I'm gonna sneak in one more question, and I want to center this question on Brother YZ. Brother YZ, in 1988, Public Enemy's classic "Don't Believe the Hype" had a line I want to pull out. Chuck said, "I don't rhyme for the sake of riddling." At what point did you know, Brother YZ, that it's dope? It's nice to be a cool MC, but I got to sneak some medicine into this music. At what point did you know that you had to do that?
I think from the first time that I actually picked up a pen to actually write a rhyme, I always considered what was going to be said or what was going to be heard from the listener. I think it's very important that we watch what comes out of our mouth. I think it's very important that we watch how we represent ourselves. And I think Chuck said it best. I mean, you can't be here with the idea. You can't be here with the idea of just throwing it up in the air to see if it's going to stick, because we're fighting against too many obstacles. I think both Wise and Hakim both touch great points. Our system in itself, from the economical standpoint of it, from the religious standpoint of it, the educational standpoint of it, the medication standpoint of it, or the medical standpoint of it. I think that those were the 4 points that really consistently worked against us, because whenever we chose to be a part of that, we were basically doing their jobs for them. We were basically giving them all of our jewels just to be accepted in that world, or in the eyesight of quote unquote our God, because at the end of the day, they decided a long time ago that, hey, when it comes to those people, we have to be able to structure systemically. We need to structure a way that we can always control them. And so brainwashing became very prevalent and very lucrative for them. Mm-hmm. And whenever we try to separate ourselves or stay separated from that community, they made sure that everything that we stood for was destroyed, because at the end of the day, if you destroy that structure, we get the benefit from it.
Look at that.
I think that it's very important to not only just watch what you say, but you got to watch what you listen to. You got to watch who you're around. I surround myself with these brothers.
Come on now. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you got to watch, because at the end of the day, that poison will eventually take over your brain. It'll take over your blood system. It'll take over your cells. And once it becomes a part of your psyche, it's hard to break free of it. And I think it's very important that we watch what we put in our bodies, just like you want to watch what you eat. You want to watch what you feed your body. You want to watch what you feed your mind. You want to watch what you feed your soul. And so, yes, I think that those words are very important. You can't, for me, if you're going to be a poet, if you're going to be an artist, what is that art going to represent? Is it going to represent something that's going to be long lasting, that's going to be something that's going to help develop, your children's children, and when you're dead and gone, how are you going to influence them? Or are you going to be one of those persons to throw red paint on the wall and expect that it's not going to affect them in the long run? And I think it has. It affected us all, and it still affects us every day. So that's why Wise and I and Hakim and I, but Wise and I especially, we always keep our heads together on trying to do it from a different standpoint now, because I think that the key to our success, I believe, is to begin in a stealth fashion. Do it in a way that you get it done, get it finished, get it completed, and then watch who you invite into that circle. You have to, because once it's infiltrated, I mean, it's hard to get out of it at that point. And they've done it in every aspect. Wherever they have infiltrated, we've been destroyed.
I don't know what else we could add to that, ladies and gentlemen. We are now at the halfway mark of the show, and don't go away. Don't go away, because again, coming up on the other half, we're going to get that book list from our brothers. 3 books that every black man, woman, and child should read before they die. And also on the other half of this break, I saw brother Hakim Green freestyling on Swing in the Morning. We're going to look at that. So don't go away. This is the Rockwell Radio Show. My guests are Hakim Green, YZ, and Wise Intelligence. Stay right there. We'll be right back.
What up with it, man? You already know what time it is. It's me, Young Kind of Don. I'm up in this thing.
Peace. This is Aziz Hakim Green, the Life-Giving MC. Peace, everyone. This is Brother Anthony K. Muhammad, also known as A-Tone, the hip-hop historian.
Peace, family. What's going on? It's Brother Jabril, Brother Mustafa, Lordship Productions in the building.
I am your sister, Arian Nicole. Peace, peace, peace. It's your sister, Sue Axel. You're watching the Rockwell Radio Show. You are now tuned in live to the Rockwell Radio Show. Right now, you're listening to Rockwell Radio Show.
Rockwell Radio. If you ain't listening, man, you wasting time. You on all these other stations, you need to tap in. Rockwell Radio.
You know what it is. Watch him, watch him, watch him.
I'm here with Brother Rockwell, the Rockwell Radio Show.
You ain't in the game, you in the stand. Stop playing, man. Let's go.
When last time you bought a Final Call?
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, man. You see what I'm saying? We always want to stop. I mean, this is what I'm not doing. Yeah, everybody go buy a Final Call tomorrow. Everybody who watched it. The Muslims shouldn't have no papers in their hand tomorrow. Because you know what the Muslims going to do with the money?
True.
They're going to create other Muslims.
True.
You know what the Muslims going to do? They're going to keep your neighborhood safe. They're going to show your little girl ain't nothing wrong with wearing a long dress. They're going to teach your children they're the original people on earth. So you know what that little $2 going to do. So go and spend that little $2.
True. True.
That's it.
True.
That's it. That's it.
Assalamu alaikum. This is your brother, Nuri Muhammad. And whenever I'm searching for a source or a platform that I can get some news that I can use, I look forward to and look at, watch and listen to the Rockwell Radio Show. And I hope you would do the same.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rockwell Radio Show. My guest tonight, our brother Hakim Green, the legendary YZ, and of course, Wise Intelligent. We're talking about You Must Learn, y'all. I tell you what, our brother, first of all, I want to thank you all for giving your little brother just some of your time. That means the world to me, man, as just a fan and one who appreciates your work, and especially for the topic in which we're discussing tonight. I understand that our brother Wise Intelligent has another engagement, so I want to quickly pivot to one last question for him before he goes. Brother Wise, the first time that I actually saw you in person was not at a live show. It was at Savior's Day. It was at our annual Savior's Day convention in 2009. And you were speaking on a panel, and the panel discussion was entitled "The Influence of Islam on Hip Hop." And you had this to say.
You know, hip hop changing from positive to negative was not a consequence of history. It was not a circumstance of history. It was nothing that just happened on its own. It had nothing to do with the changing of the times. It had nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with the fact that there are people in this particular society who wants to see us exactly where we are. And we cannot let that point elude us. These are the facts. How do we know? 1967, Kerner Commission report on urban disorder. When black people said, yo, we're tired of this system. You know what I mean? This system is oppressing us. So we rebelled against the system. Why? What primed them? Positive hip hop. Primed them. Fight the Power. X-Clan. Brand Nubian. You had these groups out here who were pushing, who were politically orienting black kids in the right direction, giving them the proper prompters that they needed so that they can respond properly to oppression.
That was Savior's Day 2009. I'll be very quick with my question, dear brother. If positive hip hop had the same kind of access to mainstream media that it did 35 years ago, is it possible it could have yielded or could yield the same results?
When you say the same results, what do you mean?
In that clip, you talked about a specific incident where it was the music that caused them to rebel against the system. If the music they had access to today was as pumped up and in their face as what they're getting today, could it produce a similar result for them pushing back on the system?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the power of media. That's the power of media, and music is the only medium that can enter your subconscious without permission.
Come on.
You know, so just absorbing the music being in rotation, it shapes behavior. That's what media do. So yes, absolutely. They knew that. They understood it. That's why they changed the playlist. That's why they shift the playlist to narratives that supported the agenda. You know, you look at the top 10 rappers. You know, the top 10 rappers for the past 10 years. You emulate any of the behavior of the top 10 rappers, you're going to prison. You're going to prison, or you're going to die, or you're going to be addicted to drugs. You name it. It's either one. It's all three. You know, but that's what the narrative is. That's the narrative that they supported, you know, because it support the overall agenda. When you look at the socioeconomic and political reality, you know, the prison industrial complex, you know, the concentration, the hyper concentration of poverty. You know, you look at all of these things, and it all correlates. It all coincides. You know, so yes, absolutely. You know, it definitely has the ability to, if you know, in the event that conscious, politically conscious artists were on in the mainstream, circulating the mainstream. You know, got to think about it. The only reason that people know who Poor Righteous Teachers is because of mainstream radio.
Right.
That's really the only reason why. The same apparatus, the same machine that made Public Enemy popular also made the current rapper, the manufactured dumbed down rapper popular.
Yes.
You know, it's the same thing. So that's the power of media. You know, it's something that me and my brother Born Free say all the time. If it's not in the mainstream, it's not in the bloodstream for most people. You know, so that's that. So yeah, to answer the question, yes, absolutely. If it was in the mainstream, yes. You know, that's how a lot of the ideas and behavior that we see today, you know, that's trending. That's how it was normalized. It was normalized in mainstream media. You know, and again, that's the power of media. And whoever controls today's media controls the greatest apparatus for propaganda, for the dissemination of propaganda that the world has ever known. You know, and you think about it, like in the book, you know, when I talk about the Big Five versus Lil Wayne, you know, we're talking about the Big Five media corporations, you know, and how they have so much influence. We talk about Lil Wayne's influence. You know, Lil Wayne is not the bad guy here. You know, it's the guys who are deliberately choosing to traffic in a particular, or distribute and promote and program a particular brand of hip hop content. You know, that's controlling the messages. And when they control the messages, they control the mind. When they control the mind, they control the behavior. And that's where we're at. You know, you got kids in Boise, Idaho, talk about they spinning on a block. You know, it's a block of cornfields.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's interesting. You know, it's interesting. You know, it's media programming. You know, you think about it. You know, it's like for the first time in the history of Black music, you know, not just hip hop, but we have the same playlist playing in Boise, Idaho that we have playing in Manhattan, New York. It's like, how is the same playlist? These people don't live the same reality. It's not the same reality. You know, socially, it's not the same thing. You know, it's wild because an artist from, you know, when an artist from North Carolina got to go all the way to New York to sign a record deal in New York just to get played on a radio station in North Carolina. It's programming. You know, it's programming. It's the same thing over and over and over again. It's like a syndicated show that's being broadcast everywhere because it's a narrative that they're pushing. It's an agenda that they're pushing to yield a particular result. You know,
yes.
And you know, yes, but the conscious artist, yes, you know, in the mainstream, that's just the nature of the mainstream. You know, that's the nature of it. It magnifies things. They choose to magnify certain things, you know, and certain things they don't. You know, it's what it is. Like another point in the book. You know, the lyrics committees. You know, when Interscope refused to. You know, when Interscope refused to release the record from Young Buck's album, you know, his album Buck the World, he had an album about police terrorism,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and they refused to put the record on the album. They said that it may endanger the lives of police officers, right? They said this may endanger the lives of police officers, and we don't want to be responsible for that. But they were okay with the other 14 or 15 songs that endangered the lives of young Black people. And, you know, so they were all right with putting that music out. They didn't mind being responsible for trafficking content or messages that might influence the death of young Black people. You know, and that's what we're up against. So they're controlling what gets played, what gets heard, you know, for reasons. You know, they have their reasons, you know, and it's very socioeconomic and political.
Brother, I know that you have to go, and I thank you for your time. And we're going to close out the show just a few moments after you go, actually. But if you have them ready, please share with the Rockwell Radio Show listeners and watchers 3 books that every Black man and woman and child should read before they die.
All right, 3/5 an MC, The Manufacturing of a Dumbed Down Rapper by Wise Intelligent is going to be the bonus book. That's the bonus book. Now, the 3 that I would encourage you to read: Falsification of African Consciousness by Dr. Amos Wilson, The Blueprint for Black Power by Dr. Amos Wilson also, and The African Origin of Civilization, Myth or Reality by Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop. Those books right there, you know, and my reasoning is, you know, to unfalsify your consciousness. You have to unfalsify your consciousness. And Black people, you know, need to develop a collective social theory around our own epistemology, you know, our beliefs about the world, you know, our beliefs about the world, our justified beliefs about the world, you know, our interpretation of reality, our justified beliefs about the world. We need to build a social theory around that, a social theory that helps us filter and process our interactions with other groups of people in this world. And those 3 books, I think, would get us close to that. I think that's it. I don't think anything else really had to be written. I didn't have to write a book. I think Dr. Amos Wilson has written all the books that needed to be written already. But yes, those are the 3 books. You know, Unfalsify Your Consciousness, Blueprint for Black Power, The Falsification of African Consciousness, and African Origin of Civilization, Myth or Reality, Sheikh Anta Diop. Those are the ones. Those are the ones.
Brother, we thank you. We thank you. We thank you. God willing, we'll see you next week in Georgia at the show. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Peace, my brother. Peace, Bach. Peace, YZ.
Salute. I'll see you.
I'll see y'all in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
All right, brother. Be safe out there, man.
Brother, now we're going to keep it. Matter of fact, let me slow down real quick before we get to the closing part. Everybody, if you're still with us, go ahead and hit that like and share button. Tag somebody because we're live right now. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and hit that follow. Brother Hakim, you've been out there. We seen you on with Touré, brother. We saw the interview.
Pushing.
We also saw you a few months before that with the legendary Sway on the morning show, Kicking Rhymes. People, watch our brother.
Yo, DB, throw on the beat. Hakim Green is here.
Let's go. Little something.
Got something, man? Yeah.
Y'all niggas suck. I be like, what the fuck? Oh, McDonald had a farm is all I hear when y'all cluck. I Mac like a truck, like freeway on the clutch on I-95, rolling Phillies like a Dutch. Is Hakim Green, got no problems, just solution. Pharaoh hit a bill, organized confusion in the poetry and song. Can we just get along? Niggas be asked out like Prince in the thong. Some niggas hit the bing, but Hawk hits the bong. Got more pull in the strings on this song. Jokers think they king till I ping them like they pong. They never disrespect me, gorillas came me like I'm Kong. Smoking trees make me right, that's why I'm never wrong. Fly like swan, when I spit that John. With the daylight, I got potholes in my lawn. Rolling up a J, no disrespect to Sean.
Bars on demand from my brother Hakim.
I mean, rocking over here.
That joint is called Can I Eat? And I will be performing that next week on Saturday.
Come on, I heard you, my brother.
The hip hop channel, Wise Intelligent, YZ, Hakim Green, Gail Salvo, Yo Afro. Yeah.
We're gonna talk about it. We're about to talk about it.
Yeah, no, it's myself, the brother YZ, and Wise Intelligent have been building for years, actually. And it was just time, man. It was like, let's make it happen. Let's be about it. Let's put it together. Hooked up with the homie Buddha from Buddha Shamello.
Here's what I wanted to ask.
Yeah, Put Your Hands on My Eyes Can See, one of the greatest hip hop joints of all time. Old friend of ours. He's based out in Georgia. Him and Fran got this thing called the Hip Hop Channel, where they're doing content via Roku. What else they got going on, YZ? They got Roku and a bunch of other platforms. They just give you the real hip hop. Yeah, let's do a show right fast.
Dave, go ahead and put that flyer up, Dave, since we're on that right now. Go ahead, Hawk.
Yeah, that's the Hip Hop Channel featuring Hakim Green, Wise Intelligent, YZ, opening sets by Yo Afro, Gail Salvo, 3190 Lenora Church Road, Suite 400 in Snellville, Georgia. Doors open up at 7. Showtime start promptly at 9 p.m. $25 at the door. Everybody got to pay. There is no guest list.
No guest list. Thank you, Big Dave. I tell you, as soon as I get off the air next Saturday, I'm running down the highway to Snellville, brother.
Yeah, I got to talk to you offline. I just got an idea, but that's going to be a offline.
Okay. I was going to ask you about those bars. Brothers, do you all still enjoy rhyming, man? Do y'all still love this like that?
Absolutely.
Wazzy, do you still love rhyming like that?
Second, was that for me? Was that question for me?
Same question. Yes, sir.
Ask it again. I missed it.
Do you still love the art of rap like that? To do freestyles and drop like that?
I absolutely do. I think that melanated people have a way of tapping into that energy, man, and it's all around us. And I think it's real important to grab that vibration sometimes because it's uplifting. It's amazing the ability of the mind. And when you look at Black people, when you look at melanated people, man, you're watching excellence in its physical form. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm in awe of the amount of power that we actually have as a unit. It's funny. I think about that structure. If I could leave anything before I left the world, man, I would love to leave the idea that at the end of the day, we have to understand how we are the actual power. We are the actual power, the electricity We are the electricity. If that doesn't make any sense, I hope that resonates with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I think that there are powers out here that try to dim that light as much as they can. They live to dim that light. And the funny thing is, even in the negative side of it, we still outshine. But the only people that benefit from it usually are them. And we should realize that if we are the power company, that we should be able to be in control of that power. We should understand and be able to, I don't want to say manipulate, but we should be able to distribute and manufacture that power as we see, and not leave it up and wait for them to tell us what to do with our innate power,
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the end of the Rockwell Radio Show here. I'm going to close with this question. David, let's close with question number 7. As you all know, I titled this particular episode, You Must Learn. Quote, of course, obviously a quote from our big brother, the legendary KRS-One and BDP. Dave, go ahead and put that up real quick. In that particular 1989 song, You Must Learn, our brother said these words. He said, "What are you selling us? The creator dwell in us. I sit in your unknown class while you're failing us. I failed your class because I ain't with your reasoning. You're trying to make me you by seasoning. Up my mind with C. Jane Run, C. John Walk in hardcore New York. Come on now, that's like a chocolate cow. It doesn't exist. No way, no how. It seems to me that in the school that's ebony, African history should be pumped up steadily, but it's not. And this has got to stop. C-spot run, get spot. Insulting to a black mentality, a black way of life, or a jet black family. So I include with one concern that you must learn." And I want you both to answer this last question before we get to the books. And in particular to you, Brother Hawk, because you're a former educator. The question is this: what role has the miseducation system played in not only the dumbing down of hip hop, but of black culture as a whole? I'll start with Hawk and then Brother YC.
I mean, it's really quite simple. And I think it's been said before in the show earlier by Wise, myself, and YZ. The system itself is created to produce certain outcomes. They say the system is broken. No, the system isn't broken. The system is working exactly how the system was built to work.
Come on.
I mean, that's basically what it is. Until we understand that we're caught in a matrix where racism is a foundational metric within it, and we figure out how to, amongst ourselves, figure out life for ourselves, it's not going to suit us in the long run. So every aspect of society built on our degradation will continue to degrade us. And somehow, some way, we got to figure our way up out of that loop. So education is education, we know, comes from the Latin word, which means to bring out. Adducere, it means to bring out. What we have is a system that puts on. It teaches you how to talk, teaches you how to think, teaches you how to execute the outcomes in which the system was created to begin with. And that's what you learn. And when you go against that, the system punishes you. System, it sets you out, it sets you apart. We've seen that happen with, of course, the Nation of Islam, but the Black Panther movement. You see that every organization that really was about organizing us was set upon because they're going against what the system itself was designed to do. And we have to understand that now. Coming up in hip hop culture, which was created by us, for us, big shout out to FUBU, And it having such an impact on my life, I went into education and sought ways of, exposing these pieces of information. We're going to discuss the books in a second, but we started an organization called ACT Now, African Children of Tomorrow Now. This is 1989, and the class began with the song "You Must Learn." This is
wow.
KRS-One. Proswell from the Fugees was in this after-school program called ACT Now. This is 1989.
Wow.
Yeah, and we ran it up until 1993, first at East Orange High School, and then at Sojourner Truth Middle School, ACT Now, Patrick Francis Healy School, John L. Carsey. These are all great Black men and women that this school was founded on, trying to break the psyche or trying to break the cycle that the system would have us in. This organization, ACT Now, is the bridge to KRS-One. That's how I met him, by taking young people, junior high school students and high school students, to go see lecturers, Dr. Ben, Lynn Jeffries, Ivan Van Sertima, KRS-One. And that's the connection between Hakim, which means wise, and knowledge reigns supreme, was literally education. Trying to break the cycle, that power of hip hop. It's crazy.
Brother, your story really is a book. your story is a book. I love hearing that story, no matter how many times. Brother Wazi, ask me. I want to close this point with you in that same question.
I don't know if you know this, but I'm partially deaf.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not know that. No,
yeah,
sir.
I'm sorry. I should have said that from the beginning. Ask that question one more time.
Certainly. Going back through the quote from our brother from BDP.
Yes.
The question was, what role has the miseducation system played in not only the dumbing down of hip hop, but also the dumbing down of Black culture as a whole?
I think its goal is in the system. I mean, that's its goal. That, we all have a job to do. That's their job. I'm not surprised that system is in place.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that same system controls all of the minerals of the earth. You get me? So
yes, sir.
You have to be able to first control. That's the word in itself. Control. Once you control the mind, you control the people. You look at the internet nowadays, and education is just a big part of it. I mentioned a few others earlier. Religion, medicine, economics, all of those things are part of the same system. And I believe that until we can, we were already away from it, but until we can figure out a way to break free from it, then I think we'll always be a part of the system. We'll always be, think about it. We're here on a computer right now on someone else's platform, and they get to benefit from our knowledge. They get to benefit from our wisdom. They get to benefit from our understanding. They get to benefit. And the truth is,
sir. Right.
We pray. And a lot of these systems, think about it, were created by us. Were created by us. So I definitely believe that we don't necessarily have to be up against a great big wall. We just need to be able to understand that once we see the crack in the wall, once we understand that the wall can be cracked,
listen, y'all,
we need to be pulling people through that way. And someone said it best, not everybody will be saved.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Not for everybody. You understand? When somebody has sold their soul, it's very difficult for them to take back their independence mentally, their mental independence. So it's real important for me to surround myself with like minds, people who definitely, we don't have to think exactly alike, but we definitely have to be open to suggestion.
Yes, sir.
For something other than what the status quo is.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, let me give that some shots. Let's close it out, gentlemen. I want to hear first from YZ 3 books that every black man, woman, and child should read.
It's funny. Wise hit it. Like he hit the 3 very good books. But okay, so let's just say you are on a quest to become conscious. And this isn't for the people that are here, because we already know that the people on this platform are conscious. But if I were suggesting 3 books to the 85ers, people probably be like, what does he mean by that? But I know you two know what I'm talking about. It would be How to Eat to Live by Elijah Muhammad. That's one of them. Message to the Black Man by Elijah Muhammad. I think Elijah Muhammad was so important to, like, he was the epitome of what we should represent, in my opinion. Another one is Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison.
It was.
I think that's a really good book to read, because I think for the layman, you have to start somewhere, and I think until you can learn to fix your body first. If you can't fix your body, you can't fix your mind.
Yes, sir.
You got to be able, and that's the easy way to start, because it's about discipline, isn't it? It's about disciplining yourself to eat what you need to eat to live. And if you take that if you take that even further, again, we said it earlier, what you feed your mind, can you imagine, like, if you're feeding your mind filth all day long, that's what you're going to be. Yeah. If you surround yourself with filth all day long, that's who you're going to represent. That's what you're going to represent. You got to surround yourself with people like Hakim Green, with people like DJ Rockwell, because evidently you see that the brother is here trying to feed you life lessons that will help benefit you, not bring detriment to you. People like Wise Intelligence. Man, Wise Intelligence and I talk so often, and we do business together. And so I watch who you lay in bed with. And I don't mean physically, because I want to use those, but you get me? You got to watch who you surround yourself with. I don't want to be around people who their only aspiration is to connect with a bag. Because the bag's not real. You just said it, Hot. We're living in the Matrix. I mean, wake up. And we try to make it easy for people to understand the concept, but man, it's like talking to a 2-year-old. They don't want to hear you. They don't want to. They don't want to be a part of the solution, but they're very quick to be a part of the problem. And so I want to be with people who are at least thinking about what that solution should be.
Yes, sir.
And I think these 3 books can at least help steer you in the right direction. And the reason I say Elijah Muhammad is because I think once you get into these books, you get a chance to really understand where this man's mindset is. And you want to know what he's about. And once you get to learn what he's about, man, he is the perfect example of walking God, somebody who is literally, from a quiet standpoint, was able to lead masses. And he was just this quiet little man. This quiet little, you would barely hear him speak. So how is this man so powerful? You ask yourself. But when you read his words, you understand how powerful and what he truly represented. I don't want to get into a soapbox. you understand,
brother.
So I think
ladies and gentlemen,
I think you got one more book. I got to get one more book.
What's it now?
That was 2.
I'm sorry. Did you start already?
No, that was 3 books. Now that was How to Eat to Live. There was Message to the Black Man, and then Invisible Man.
Right. Let me get out a round of applause, brother. Man, to have this conversation with some of my hip hop heroes means the world to me. It really does. Brother Hawk, the closing word of the show is on you.
So they 6 great books, by the way. Actually 7, because the God Wise Intelligent had to plug his. So 7 great books. And my 3, I'm gonna say the Bible, along with the Bible, along with supporting resources, following the footnotes.
Right.
Get yourself a concordance. Get yourself some type of etymology book so you can familiarize yourself with the language itself, Hebrew for the Old Testament, and then, gain understanding. The Quran would be the second book, and again, same thing.
Yes, sir.
Get yourself supporting information so you can understand the true humanness in the Islamic religion.
Yes,
I
sir.
say that because we're at a point in time in history where people are exaggerating and their narratives being created around a lot of misunderstanding, right? And when you get to the root of it, you realize that God is one.
Come on.
Humanity is one.
Right.
And we shouldn't be separated by religion. But that's
right.
You got the Bible, the Quran, and I'm gonna say the autobiography of Malcolm X, because at 18, 19 years old, reading the autobiography of Malcolm X in 1988, helped grow me as a man, helped take me from childhood to manhood in reference to where we are in this United States of America as Black men and women. And those are my three books.
Absolutely wonderful, gentlemen. Let's close with brother one more time with a push for the show. Dave, put the flyer one more time, please, sir.
Yeah. The Hip Hop Channel presents performances by Hakim Green, Wise Intelligent, YZ, special sets by Yo Afro and Gail Salvo. That's at 7 p.m. Doors open. Showtime at 9. That's taking place at 3190 Lenora Church Road, Suite 400, Snellville, Georgia. That's the Hip Hop Channel. We're doing that on December 14th, a week from the day. You know what it is. Come check your peoples. You know what I'm saying? Let's push it forward. Yeah.
Brother, we will be there. We will be there. As soon as I turn this mic off, we roll. So, brothers, again, let me just close with a serious thank you, man. This meant the world to me. Because thank you for orchestrating this, brothers. And it's my honor to support. And we will see y'all next week. Everybody right there, you saw it right here on the Rockwell Radio Show. Hakim Green, YZ, Wise Intelligent, the 3 wise men. We'll see y'all next week right here on the Rockwell Radio Show. We are out of here. Salute.
Peace.
Now, if you got past all of that, you might as well keep on rocking with us. So come on, everybody, let's go. Radio show, y'all. The Rockwell Radio Show. The Rockwell Radio Show, y'all. The Rockwell Radio Show. The Rockwell Radio Show, y'all. The Rockwell Radio Show. Radio Show, y'all. The Rockwell Radio Show. The Rockwell Radio Show. That means you too. Rockwell Radio Show. The Rockwell Radio Show. The Rockwell Radio Show. Subscribe now. Rockwell Radio Show, y'all. The Rockwell Radio Show. The Rockwell Radio Show, y'all. The Rockwell Radio Show. Come on now, y'all. Yeah. It was a dope episode, man. Come on, man. Stop tripping.